Then I wanted to talk about, we only have a couple more things to talk about because there wasn't a whole lot going on SmackDown this week, unfortunately. But we know that the tag team titles were on the line against the Street Profits. And other than the fact that, the Bloodline, they won, they retained, they beat up everybody, blah, blah, blah. The main thing, of course, was Solo forcing Jacob Fatu to forfeit his tag team championship
I was
because
obsessed with this.
Jacob has no time to be a reigning, defending tag team champion, because you know what? He is the enforcer to Solo Sikoa, and clearly that is far more important than you being one half of the tag team champions. So that, to me, feels like they really are laying the groundwork for an eventual turn of Jacob Fatu on Solo Sikoa, which I do find very interesting, because when we talked about this in the past, we said that would be a really bad, it seems like it would be a really bad move for the state of the Bloodline 2.0 to have Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns together. That feels like a completely unfair fight against Solo Sikoa and the Gorillas of Destiny. Like, I love it because I would love to see Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns. So
Yes,
hopefully we get that.
Nathaniel's been asking if we're gonna see it at WrestleMania 41.
I don't think so.
I don't
We'll
think
talk about
40, but
not 41. But I'm also not really mad about Jacob and Roman joining forces necessarily. I just don't know how I feel about it for the success of the Bloodline 2.0 if Jacob is siding with Roman. That's a little bit questionable to me.
I don't see a turn at all with this. I don't
Not even
see
eventually.
like maybe eventually, but from this moment specifically, no. If you watch the hug when Jacob's being hugged, he's just zoned out in another world, just screaming "I love you, Solo." Like what they're doing right now is building Jacob into an absolute psychopath. The motherfucker, I wrote this 5 times in my notes here. There's no way this motherfucker is
He's
walking down to the ring in a walking boot praying. And then not only is he just walking down in the walking boot, just casually hitting super kicks with the walking boot,
but
just
then he was
throwing
also
the
just like
hips.
standing there for several minutes just like
Oh,
this.
he is
The
praying to the tribunal.
Yeah.
He is praying.
I
Oh,
mean,
it's I'm a fucking obsessed with Jacob Fatu.
I do think that if this was an effort to prove the loyalty of the Bloodline 2.0 to Solo Sikoa, I think that is a good move, because I think people have been talking about the possibility of Jacob turning on Solo since the beginning, because most people thought he was going to come in and join forces with Roman right
Yeah.
away. So when he came in and he didn't do that, that kind of shifted that narrative, obviously. But I do think that if they're trying to make Solo like a more substantial figure, because people are always constantly comparing him as the tribal chief to Roman's time as a tribal chief, then this is a good way to go about it. Like, if Jacob is willing to give up a tag team title that he earned, because Solo told him to, like, that's pretty powerful of Solo to do that. And the fact that Jacob of all people was willing to do it, like, I think if it was Tama Tonga, people wouldn't really be like shocked about it,
And no one would care, that you'd
yeah,
actually be it if it was the other way around.
yeah.
Solo would be being cheered because everyone was chanting, "You can't wrestle." The
Well, they were
man is
chanting that at Tongaloa, not Tamatonga, but yeah.
who I that's oh, I thought I'm sorry. That's what I thought we were talking
No, I
about.
said, like,
So
if he was the one who Solo, if he forced
oh,
Tamatonga to
no.
forfeit it for Tongaloa, I'm saying it
No,
wouldn't
no,
be
yeah.
the
It
same.
wouldn't be. It wouldn't be as
Um,
significant.
but I do think, yeah, like this is something that I think we need to remember, just because we've emphasized how Triple H has gone about creating stories and stuff like that. So this feels like a significant moment that we're going to want to reflect upon at some point. But we also don't know how it's going to go. It really could be that this is basically nothing, and this could be something that they bring up in the future. But it could be, yeah, this could be the first step in Jacob eventually deciding that he doesn't want to be with the Bloodline 2.0. Well, we're not going to know for a while, obviously, because I do uh believe that the Bloodline stuff is going to be going on for a while, obviously. So,
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's enjoy the moment with the Bloodline. You have to enjoy the moment with the Bloodline.
yeah. Oh, I don't think it's that. No. DS says Roman Reigns would completely bury Jacob Fatu so deep it would make Roman's promo with Cena look like a good day at work. If he's going to put anyone over, it's Solo. I don't agree. Jacob Fatu is a bigger star than Solo, and I am a
Currently,
Solo tribal chief gal. Okay.
yeah, I don't recognize Solo as my tribal chief.
I'm not saying I recognize him as my tribal chief. I'm just saying I knew he was going to be the next tribal chief a year and a half ago. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, he has to put Solo over. I mean, we have to get to a point where see, Mr. Anderson also thinks he's going to be another victim to Reigns. It's possible. I'm not saying that's not going to happen. I'm just saying a possibility of what we saw on SmackDown could indicate that Jacob is going to turn on Solo at some point.